Hello, honeybees. Welcome to another episode of B4 Podcast. Today, we are going to discuss and learn about the pros and cons of the linear communication model, as well as the tab soap that was discussed in the previous episode. So, we are done about the nature of the communication model, and today, let's deal with the pros and cons of the communication model. For more information about the pros and cons of this communication model, let's welcome our guest, Mr. Simon Lapisora, to give some pros and cons about the linear communication model. Hi, Mr. Simon. Welcome to this channel, and we're glad you accept our invitation for this event.
Okay, no problem with that. I'm also grateful that I'm here at your channel as your guest. So, here are some pros of linear communication. First we have here is simplicity. Why? One of the key advantages of the linear model is its simplicity. It provides a straightforward understanding of the basic flow of communication, making it easy to comprehend and apply.
So this means that the linear model simplifies communication by breaking it down into a linear sequence of events. The sender sends a message and the receiver receives and interprets it, like what we're doing right now.
Yes, eventually. This simplicity allows individual to grasp the fundamental concept of communication without getting overwhelmed by complex factor or variable.
Okay, honeybees, the second one is clarity. The linear model emphasizes the role of the sender in transmitting information to the receiver, ensuring a clear message delivery. By highlighting the sender's responsibility for encoding and transmitting the message, the model underscores the importance of clarity in the communication. So, Mr. Simon, you are the sender here and I am the receiver.
Yes. So the sender is the one to encourage to carefully craft the message to convey the intended meaning effectively. And this focus on clarity helps minimize ambiguity and confusion, enhancing the chances of the receiver accurately understanding the message as intended.
So, honeybees and Simon, it is important to recognize the communication is often more complex and dynamic than what the model suggests. The linear model simplicity and focus on one-way communication overlook the interactive nature of most real-life conversations. To achieve effective and meaningful communication, it is crucial for everyone to go beyond the linear model and engage in two-way communication that allows for feedback, clarification, and active listening. This example is what we're doing right now, and Simon is talking, I am also talking, and we have been given messages to each other.
Yes.
And again, I would like to recognize Mr. Simon for sharing about the pros of the linear communication model. So we're done with the pros of the linear communication model and such informative information about the pros. And now, Mr. Simon, can you give some cons about the linear communication model?
Sure. First of the cons is the lack of feedback. The linear model lacks room for clarification, feedback, or two-way interaction. This can lead to misunderstandings or missed opportunity for further understanding.
Yeah, I recognize that lack of feedback isn't good in a communication. It's important for a receiver and a sender to have the feedback on what about or what you're talking about. So the second one is the oversimplification. By focusing solely on the transmission of information, the linear model overlooks the complexity and dynamic nature of real conversations. And lastly, do you remember the last cons?
Yes, of course. It is the limited perspective. It fails to consider the context, cultural differences, and individual interpretation that shapes communication.
Again, Mr. Simon, you have said right that am I correct that the three cons of this communication model is lack of feedback, oversimplification, and limited perspective.
Yes, it is.
Okay, Mr. Simon, thank you so much for sharing the pros and cons of the communication model, which is the linear communication model. Thank you so much. And anyway, for the continuation of the previous episode, we have also here, and we need to discuss the pros and cons of the Dab soap. And like any product, Dab soap has its pros and cons. So let's start with the pros. One of the major advantages of Dab soap is its moisturizing properties. The 1/4 moisturizing cream helps to hydrate and nourish your skin, making it an excellent choice for individuals with dry or sensitive skin. So, do you agree with this, Mr. Simon?
Yes, of course.
Why do you
The
believe so?
the moisturizing cream derives from oil, fats, and petroleum product, and it is unique feature. It is the unique feature of Dab soap. It sets it apart from regular soap, and it ensures that your skin stays soft, smooth, and supple after every use. This makes Dab soap a go-to option for those seeking hydration and nourishment in their skin routine.
Oh, then additionally, Dab soap also has a mild and pleasant fragrance that leaves a refreshing feeling after use. And the gentle scent adds a touch of luxury to your bathing experience, making it a delightful part of your daily self-care routine.
I just want to add the advantage of Dab soap is that dermatologists reviewed and pH balance. This means that it has been tested and approved by skincare experts, ensuring its suitability for various skin types, whether you have dry, sensitive, or normal skin. Dab soap eventually is formulated to provide gentle cleansing without stripping away the skin's natural moisture.
Oh, but I remember it's important to note that some individuals with oily skin may find Dab soap less suitable due to its moisturizing properties. Oily skin types typically require products that help control excess oil production. But fear not, Dove has not taken this into consideration and offers a range of products specifically designed for oily skin. Do you know some product of Dove designed for those with oily skin?
Oh, their lotions and there's there's
Okay, but to be specific, the Dove developed the Dove Care and Protect Antibacterial Beauty Bar, for example, is formulated to address the needs of oily skin while still providing gentle cleansing and moisturization. It is important to choose the right variant based on your specific skin needs to ensure that the best results will be given. But again, you have to keep in mind, and also the honeybees, that skincare is personal journey, and what works for one person may not work for another. It's always to recommend to try this product and assess its compatibility with your skin type and preferences. So, Mr. Simon, do you want to add something?
okay. To wrap up our discussion on the pros and cons of the linear communication model and the Dab soap, remember that the linear model is effective for one-way message, while interactive communication requires feedback and active listening. Dab soap offers moisturizing properties, a pleasant fragrance, and dermatologist reviewed formulas. Consider your individual needs and preference.
So that's it, honeybees. Stay tuned for more insightful discussions. And thank you for joining us and keep exploring and learning. See you in the next episode. Goodbye, honeybees.